Hello everybody, so today we are back in my kitchen and we are going to be making some chocolate chip and raspberry scones, and the ingredients that you will need are some very cold butter, some castor sugar, some milk chocolate chips, plain flour, frozen raspberries, milk, and for the equipment you're going to need a bowl and a spatula. What I'm going to start off by doing is chopping my butter into blocks and then adding my plain flour along with that and crumbling these until they resemble sand-like, until they're at sand-like consistency or until they're like breadcrumbs. I've also preheated my oven to 180 degrees Celsius, so that's ready to go, and all the ingredients and measurements will be listed down below, so in the description box, just in case you wanted to make them. But yeah, so I'm going to do that and then we'll move on to the next step. So guys, I've added my flour and my chopped butter into a bowl, and I'm going to just crumble these with my fingertips until they resemble breadcrumbs. And I've also forgot to mention that I've got a cup or glass here, and I'm going to use this to cut my scones out with, just because I don't have a cookie cutter. But you can use a cookie cutter if you have one. I don't, so this is an alternative. But yeah, I'm going to just crumble these with my fingertips and then we will move on to the next step. So guys, my flour and butter has combined really well and it's just like fully mixed in, and it kind of looks like sand. It's okay if you have like little pockets of butter, that's okay, as long as most of it is crumbled in with the flour. And then what I'm going to add is my castor sugar, and I'm going to pour this in, give it a mix with my spatula, and then we'll start adding our chocolate chips and milk and raspberries. Okay guys, so I've added my sugar, and now I'm going to add my chocolate chips, which are here, and my milk and my raspberries, and then I'm just going to give that a quick little kind of whisk around with my spatula, and then we can start putting it on our tray. You're also going to want to line a baking tray lined with baking parchment, just so nothing will stick, and you also want to keep just a little bit of milk on the side, just so you can glaze the top with them. So guys, I've added my chocolate chips in and just stirred that around with my spatula. And now I've got my raspberries here, and I'm just going to add these along with my milk and just combine that all together. Don't knead it or mix it for a really long time, because the gluten will start to develop and you don't want that. But just once you've added the milk and the raspberries, just knead it for a little bit until it all comes together, and then stop, and then we'll flour our surface and start rolling. So guys, I've added my raspberries and now I'm going to add my milk. So guys, what I've got here is my dough, and it looks really good. The dough has coloured a little bit from the raspberries obviously, but that will happen. You do want to flour your surface really well. The dough will be a little bit sticky at first, but that's what it's like. So you want to flour your surface really well, with a lot of flour, and then just try and build it together, and it has come together really nicely. And what I'm going to do now is just cut some like circles of circles with my glass. Obviously if you have a cookie cutter, use a cookie cutter, and then I'm going to pop it on my baking tray and pop it in the oven, and then I'll show you what they look like. Also guys, this is just like a side note, you don't want to roll these out too thin because they won't look like scones. So mine aren't too thin, they look pretty good, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just don't roll them out too thin, otherwise they won't be scones. So guys, my scones are now done. I managed to make or cut out 15. I've got 12 here and 3 are over there in another tray. What I did with this, I lined it with baking parchment and then put flour on top, and then on this one I've just put flour on, so you can try both ways, it's up to you. But these are now done. They're going to go in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Check on them around the 25 mark, they may need longer. But yeah, and then I'll show you what they look like when they're done, but they look really good now. Can't wait to eat them. Guys, I also forgot to let you guys know I have glazed these with milk on top. just because I forgot to tell you in the previous clip, but I did do that. And yeah, so I thought I'd just let you guys know. Just pour a little bit of milk into a bowl, get a pastry brush and just brush the milk over the top, and it'll just make sure that these, when the scones come out, they'll be nice and golden. So guys, these cooked for exactly 25 minutes and they are now done. I've got two different options here. One's got icing sugar on it with some raspberries, and then the other has just got butter with some raspberries. But I think these turned out really good. I can't wait to dig in. The colour does look a little bit off, but that's obviously because of the raspberries. But yeah, they do look like scones, so I'm so super happy with that. And yeah, this is how you make raspberry and milk chocolate scones. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!